This video is for Mark. I have your quad finished up. Here it is. It is a Tomoquad CS3. Sorry. So let's go through the parts real quick. We have, what do we have? We have the Nameless 12 amp flight controller. We have the Diatone Mamba 1105 5500 kV motors. We have a Caddx Turtle V2. We have a XM Plus, and we have a Tiny Tank, Rush Tiny Tank with the Axi, and I got you the wrong Axi. You used left hand and I got a right hand one. And I threw on some HQ 3030 by 3 props, but these are gonna be really floaty, so it just depends on how you want to fly. Sometimes I like to fly quads that are floaty because it's kind of fun to just float. Especially if you're taking some HD footage, it looks pretty cool. So and what I mean by that is, like, let's say you were hovering this thing on 3S. Okay, so let's pretend like you're using 3S. We've got a 3S battery here. This is a little one though. And you gave it some gas, it would go up, and then you drop the throttle and it'll like still go up a little bit more even after you drop the throttle, and then it'll kind of hover there for a second, and then it'll slowly come down. So it's just floaty. That's what that means. And that would just be on 3S on these props. I mean, you could try throwing on some 2-blade props or something with a lower pitch maybe. I think 2-blade would probably be better for 3S if you just want to like race around and just, you know, fly normal. But if you want to get some nice floaty footage, then leave these props on and fly it on 3S. Or you can leave these props on and fly it on 2S, and it won't be as floaty, but it won't have as much power, but it won't be as floaty. It might be actually just right for you on 2S with these props. I don't know. So you can just play around with, you know, using different props and 2S and 3S and see what you like the most. So for binding, the receiver is right here. I put the receiver like at an angle on the flight controller, and then the VTX is at an angle right next to it. So the button for the XM Plus, you might have to move this white cord, or I'll push it out of the way here. It might not stay, but it's just right there. I mean, I'm touching it right now. I'm clicking it right now, actually. So very easy to get to the bind button. The button on the VTX, you shouldn't even need to push that button, but I think it's on the opposite side. I don't remember. I would have to look at a picture of the VTX to know where it's at. I don't remember, but that's where the UFL is. I thought it was right next to it, but maybe not. The LEDs are right there, right next to it. And I didn't do anything with the UFL, so it'll be very easy for you to just swap it out to whatever other antenna you want. I just have it zip tied down right here, so it's nice and tight, so it's not going to come disconnected or anything. This was kind of a tight fit. I had originally wanted to go with a 20 by 20 stack, but it just wasn't going to work. I mean, if I would have used some taller standoffs, it probably would have, but it just wouldn't have looked right. And I mean, this is lighter this way, and it's pretty light. I think it's going to be pretty good how it is. Yeah, that's about it on this one. And then you also bought my Mobula 65, which is right here. I just painted the canopy blue and threw on these HQ props. These are actually some really good props, if anybody's wondering. I don't remember which ones they are, but they're the newest ones from HQ that are 31mm, and they're pretty nice. Really nice, actually. And on this one I did flash it to 4.1.1, and it has JESC on it. I don't remember if it's the 24K or the 48. It's one of those though, but it flies just excellent right now. And then I also made you this switch that you asked for. This is like a binding switch that you wanted. So if you plug this in, and make sure it says off, it's on off, and then plug a battery in, nothing will happen. And then you can just push the bind button, and then when you flip the switch, there you go. So that'll be nice for you. Alright, let me get my radio out. And I think it's still bound up to my radio. I was gonna throw a 2S on here because I wanted you to see that it had nice punch on 2S. I'll just throw this 3S on here. It's kind of small, so the strap is long, but alright, I'll turn this on. Battery's almost dead. Okay, let's plug it in. See if it's still bound up. Yep. And video, it turned off. There's your video. Hopefully you can see it from here. I don't want to unplug it or it'll just die, but you can see the video looks good. Alright, so let's do a hover. Here we go. It's super quiet. I mean, listen to that, you can barely hear it. But here's what I'm talking about. See how it stays up in the air when I drop the throttle? It's so damn quiet. Nice and smooth. Alright. On 2S it doesn't do that. And with different props it wouldn't do that. Like let's say some of those 3018s, like these right here. These would be perfect on here. On 3S it would just rip. And it wouldn't be floaty if that's not what you like. So anyway, there you go. That should be everything. You got this quad, the other quad, 2 batteries, and your bind switch. I'm gonna get it boxed up and shipped out today, and I already sent you over the tracking, so that should do it. Alright, thanks Mark.